Hello, my crafty friends. Today I am here with a slimline card and a tutorial on how to turn this happy birthday die into a pop-up inside the card. Last week I shared these two cards, these two hummingbird cards. I didn't share them on YouTube, they're on my blog because I did not have time to do a video on them. But I knew I would get questions on them, and so said I would do a video tutorial on how to pop up that happy birthday. It's quick and easy. It's just a few little score lines. So I will put a link in the description box below of this blog post if you're interested in more details on those cards. But I did say I would do a tutorial on it. So this is the die we're going to be popping up. It is the giant happy birthday from Fawn. Pattern paper is Over the Rainbow from Recollections. It's a pad that I've been working on for well over a year, and I'm probably about halfway done. This was supposed to be a very quick and easy, fast card. Karen Burniston has a new release coming up, so I have a couple of weeks of very video heavy posts, and so I thought I would just kind of squeak this one in under the wire. And I made it more complicated right off the bat. I chose the slimline scallop frame die from Simon Says Stamp. However, I wasn't thinking that it was a frame. I thought it was a scalloped panel. So the idea was just to cut a scallop panel, stick it on, and then this tag is one of the cut-aparts that comes in the paper package. But when I realized that I had die cut the frame, I decided to add it back on with thin foam tape. So I glued the center section down and then added thin foam tape around the outside edge and popped it back on. So there's not a lot of height because it is the thin foam tape, but you still get the dimension, and you can see the black peeking through a little bit. So in the end, I liked the look, but it turned it from being a really quick card into one that took a little bit longer. I added stickles, glitter glue to the tag, twill ribbon. This is really soft and pretty. It was a gift from my Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so thank you, Allison, for that. And then the bling, of course, is those honeybee prism stickers. So I've used 2 full rows, and I only have these 6 left on the 3rd row. I use them constantly. I love the little bit of bling that they give. This is the color Prism, and they don't stick up off of your project too much. So I'm a fan, what can I say? The tag I did pop up with foam tape, and that was the regular height foam tape. And then inside I just added 2 strips of the patterned paper. So these are 3/4 of an inch wide, and my slimline card today is 3.5 by 8.5 inches. So these strips are 8.25 inches tall and 3/4 of an inch wide. So it just gives a nice little pop of color on there. And I thought the black card base, it was good contrast to add this happy birthday in. Like I said, this is supposed to be just a quick and simple card. Not all pop-up cards and interactive cards have to take hours and hours to do. So I die cut this. You can probably see the bit of pattern on them. It's another one of the patterns from the package. And I will show you how to make it into a pop-up. We're going to actually take advantage of the strong vertical lines in this. And I'm not going to make a true fold. I'm just going to round it a little bit over my fingers. And where I am going to make a fold is on these 2 lines here. The line on the H, the line on the B, I am going to actually fold those towards the front. So that H has got the fold and the B has got the fold. Imagine a line going up here. I'm going to put this last H over, as well as the arm of the Y. So you could score them, but I didn't find it necessary on this patterned paper. So I've got these folds here, and because I've done it before, I know that the center fold is not right along that line. It's just to the right of that vertical P. So I would suggest, if you're going to do it, make a quick prototype. And I do this often, and I'm talking real quick. I just grab some scrap cardstock that's sitting on my stamping table, check to make sure it works. And this I will store in the back of my packaging. so that when I go to make it again, I know exactly where my lines should be. I don't have to try to figure it out again. This is how I know where that center score line is going to be. And as well, I know how much depth I have. So if I wanted to make a narrower card, I know where it's going to stick out, and it's just handy to have as a reference. And you can see I don't I don't spend a lot of time and effort making a quick prototype. So now we're going to adhere it. I am using my favorite glue, the Lineco pH Neutral. I just added into a little squeeze bottle, and that's just a stainless steel pin that keeps it from clogging. And actually, just before I glue it, I am going to make that center fold line, but I'm not going to make it really firm. Like these ones I pressed down really strongly. This one I just kind of want a guide. So I will fold it. You want it pretty much in half. So I'm going to hold those edges and then just gently squeeze the paper. So that gives me kind of my center score line. And that's what you're going to use to guide your placement. It can go anywhere on the fold you want. I'm going to put it about right there, and then I've got room that I can sign. I was going to add a signing block, but I think I'm just going to use a white gel pen or a metallic pen, and that's what I can sign my name on. So holding it so that that center score line is right along the center fold line of the card, I'm going to add my glue. So I'm going to add it to the fold on the H and the Y. Just make sure that's straight and then hold those down. So that glue will set up there. The Lineco glue is very strong. The art glitter glue is also a good one that you can use. So again, I'm adding glue just along where I folded it back there, making sure this is flat. So I'm actually gluing it flat inside the card. And I'm only adding the glue on those areas that we folded back on the very first step. So right along the vertical H and B, on the H on this side, and the Y. So those are the only places where I have my glue. It will have set up nicely. I'm going to add my pin back in to make sure my glue doesn't dry out. And now I'm simply going to fold it carefully and slowly and let it find that gentle score line we did in the center. And once it closes, I'm going to squeeze it good. Press it down, press my fingers together, and there it is. My happy birthday is a pop-up, room to sign my name. You saw how quick and easy that was. And if you're making them on your own, it goes faster because you're not talking at the same time. So there you go, a pop-up card using a die that's not necessarily intended to be a pop-up, lots of fun to mention, quick and easy. Hitting that like button is a huge thing for YouTubers. It takes almost no time on your part, but it makes a big difference for viewers. It allows my video to be seen by more people, which then allows me to grow my channel. So please hit that like button, subscribe to see more, and that's it for me today.